Scratch sucks. You've probably heard of Scratch. It's a programming language developed by MIT, used by kids who are either getting into programming or who already know it. I've been using Scratch for more than 10 years, and since then, I've gathered a bunch of stuff that I absolutely hate about it, and some tiny things I absolutely love about it. Terrible moderation. Scratch is actually a form of social media, thanks to the ability to share projects and comment on other people's projects and profiles. But it has extremely terrible moderation. Users can get banned for the dumbest reasons that exist. Just last week, in fact, I got temporarily banned for saying this. New video dropping on Friday, slappers. It appears your comment contains a bad word. You will be able to comment again in 5 minutes. Your account has been paused from commenting until then. Scratch's absolutely horrendous moderation system is the reason that my account, Sulibuli, was permanently deleted by the Scratch team almost 3 years ago. I shared a link to this very YouTube channel on my profile, and guess who didn't like that? The Scratch team. Funny thing is, some people can get away with this. I won't name names, but his name starts with Griffpatch. Why doesn't Griffyboy get banned for sharing YouTube links? It clearly goes against the community guidelines posted at the bottom of the Scratch website, but what do I know? I've tried appealing the ban to my Scratch account. In fact, I sent over 1,000 ban appeals to the Scratch team, but guess what? I got left on red by the Scratch team. I think this animation by Greeny explains the Scratch moderation system in a nutshell.
We took down your project because it contained inappropriate images and stuff.
The project broke none of the community guidelines, first of all. Pretty ironic that it was made to expose your website and how bad it is, and yet you took it down. Wait a minute, did you take it down because it made your website look— No!
Scratch moderation is trash. I once got my project taken down, and the reason was that because it was too scary or too violent, even though it was just a gun simulator with no blood, no monsters, and no violence. That's why I don't use the website a lot, and I use the desktop version. Scratch's community is one of the single most infuriating, toxic, and obnoxious communities on the internet, with spammers, trollers, and just plain bored kids. You see, this is what happens when you let a 3-year-old run rampant on the internet. No. Wait. Spams, trolls, and more spam. The Scratch community craves generic projects by the thousands. Someone could spend 5 months creating a 3D Minecraft project in Scratch, and it could be overtaken by this, Flappy Fortnite. Can someone please tell me why does this have 1 million views? You know what? Maybe this guy is just trolling. Maybe he made this a profile for the giggles. Let me check out his profile and These are the kinds of projects that the Scratch algorithm promotes, and the kind of projects that the Scratch team puts on the featured. You know what? Okay, I was gonna talk about the Scratch team next, but I think this needs to be said now. The featured page. The featured section is a place where the Scratch team chooses projects, apparently randomly from the abyss of the Scratch servers, and places them on the front page. You see, back in my day, the golden days of Scratch, the featured project used to be great. You would see high quality projects that people actually put effort into. Take this project by Kevin11. It's a quality game. Probably took the guy weeks to create. This is what the featured page is full of now. You know, I get it. If you want to put projects that are too high quality on the featured section, some people will get demoralized, sad that they aren't good enough, etc, etc. But what in the name of heart garbage is this? Honestly, Scratch really fell off. The Scratch team. The Scratch team are the people behind the scenes, doing things like moderating comments, making new features, and they're supposed to make the website an overall better place. Some people on the Scratch team include CB, Speak Visually, and Zenea. Think about what good the Scratch team has brought to the website. Think real hard. For me, I can't think of anything. The newest feature that I can think that they made of is the new high contrast mode. Really? You have millions of users, and this is the best thing you can think of? Matter of fact, who even runs the website now? Do you know? I certainly don't. They blocked me since July 9, 2023. I was doing content and comments, and I've been turned up with this. I raged hard and I was crying. I was gonna make a new account, and Scratch team said, do not make accounts while you're blocked. I cannot appeal. Scratch team is a monster. But for all of its downright unfair elements, Scratch is the reason that I got into game development in the first place. I wouldn't have been able to make Airplane, my first Steam game, which you can wishlist right now with the link in the description. And if it weren't for Scratch, I wouldn't have been able to create my limited edition Jackson Academy X Osaka hoodie, which you can buy at
jacksonacademy.shop.
I've been learning other game engines like Unity and Unreal Engine, and these are really complex 3D engines. It's really hard to make or complete a game inside of one of these engines, so what I've been doing is making a simple game in Scratch and then recreating it in Unity, and it's actually a pretty fun process, and the end product is 10 times better than doing it all in Unity. With Scratch, beginner programmers learn all the basic elements of programming and game development, from if-else statements to loops and basic logic principles. And if it weren't for Scratch, I probably wouldn't have learned game development in the first place. Okay, I take back what I said about the algorithm. I think they fixed it kind of. It isn't full of platformers. Not that much. Like 1, 2. I only see like 4 or 5 generic projects. It used to be full, okay? Okay, so if I go into animations, finally there's animations and not some random project that people spam tags to. Oh, look. Okay, there's 1 generic platformer, 2 generic platformer, 3 generic platformer, 4 generic platformer, 5 generic platformer. Too many to count. And games. Why aren't the generic platformers in the games section? That makes no sense. Why do they put them in art? Music? This is not music. This is not music. This is not music. Why is this in the music category? These categories, they don't mean anything. And don't even get me started on the Scratch team. So they used to be, the Scratch team used to like not make any tutorials at all about any complex subjects. Let me show you. So my mortal enemy Zenea, how to make a clicker game on Scratch. Okay, this is the video that I made a rant about.
Flashback.
How to make a virtual pet in Scratch. This has 1 million views. How to make a clicker game in Scratch. 1 million views. How to make a jumping game in Scratch. 3 million views. I think I'm missing something.
End of flashback.
They're basically teaching babies. That's what I was complaining about. All of the tutorials, how to draw backdrops in Scratch. I'm a big man. I don't need a tutorial about how to draw a background in Scratch. I think it's self-explanatory how to draw a background. Like when you go in Scratch, you don't. It's self-explanatory to choose a background. I mean, at least for me, okay? Why do you need a 3-minute tutorial to show you how to do that? Maybe it's just to use the paint. Maybe it's just me. This is the one I hate. How to make a jumping game in Scratch. This took 5 minutes to explain how to use the jump. Okay, this is not okay. I'm not gonna mention the fact that it looks like Zenea is wearing an Instagram filter for her glasses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 blocks, and it takes her 3 minutes to show you how to do that. But at least she ends up getting how to actually do the jumping. They need better tutorials, like how to make a scrolling background, how to make character designer. These are so simple. Teach advanced subjects. Like they started doing it. Like they started showing you how to use the pen, like actual useful stuff. But please turn off high contrast mode. No one likes that. And variables. Okay, this is probably the first tutorial that they covered on how to use variables. The average Scratch team watcher is probably under 3 years old. I'm surprised that they actually covered how to use the custom blocks. When has the Scratch team ever done complicated tutorials? And this color contrast, this is the feature that they like broadcast to everyone. No one cares about the high contrast. Like I've barely seen any videos where people use the high contrast. And this is my competition Zenea. She does like small Scratch tutorials. How to make a room designer in Scratch, how to make a game in Scratch with background music. Wait, I gotta watch this. This actually might be competition. Are you serious? She's just explaining what the play sound block does. Look, this comment defines it. Scratch team making a 4-minute and 44-second tutorial to explain how to use the play sound block. How do you not understand what the play sound block does? Honestly. And this is probably the most advanced Scratch team tutorial I've ever seen. They actually used the lists and make an inventory system. That is getting ahead of yourself, Zenea. That is way too complicated.